Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. Before we get into today's session, let's first take a moment and thank our sponsor for this video, which is Klima. I don't think I'm alone in feeling very overwhelmed when it comes to climate change and eco matters and feeling like kind of powerless a bit, I guess is a way to put it, when it comes to what can I do to offset or what can I do to make a difference when it comes to climate change and taking care of the planet. Klima is a really interesting app. I've never seen this before personally, and I'm very happy to be working with them here. So basically, Klima helps you calculate your carbon footprint. You put in a little bit of information to give you a general glimpse at your carbon footprint. And then Klima makes it possible for you to offset your carbon footprint by making a small contribution each month to, for example, plant trees or for eco-friendly energy systems like solar paneling. Basically, funding climate projects or climate benefiting projects. Klima also helps with teaching us how we can look at our carbon footprint, like mine, one of my biggest one is housing. So what could I do about that? And teaches you ways that you can reduce your carbon footprint essentially through your lifestyle. So basically, with affordable monthly subscription, you can plant trees, promote green energy projects, and improve life around the world. Go carbon neutral with Klima by using my link here on the screen or in the video description below. Thank you so much to Klima for sponsoring this video, and I hope you will feel empowered in your ability to offset your carbon footprint. Now let's get into our session. Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by luneinnate, and what I'm creating for you today could simply be a relaxing video, I hope. Could be a method for you to communicate to your subconscious mind, send in some empowering thoughts, some perspectives, some brain candy, just some yummy stuff to chew on. And if you're open to the concept of energy work by proxy or Reiki by proxy or the power of prayer, honestly, you could also use this as a remote energy work session or a remote prayer session if that feels more comfortable for you, of course. We should all use language that feels most comfortable for us. So I am a Reiki Master teacher. That is the foundation of what I layer my healing arts practice on top of. And I couldn't recommend it enough. I think it's a great foundation. But I do like to study various forms of healing arts modalities. So I hope that, you can enjoy my style. And, I want to just thank you for allowing me an opportunity to serve in this way, to show up, even just as a video on the internet, to hold space and just, be a vibe with you for a minute, Our theme for today, for this session, is going to be inspired manifesting. The concept of allowing what interests you to spark more manifestations in you, or rather create essentially or act as a catalyst for more manifestations of love or of financial support or of opportunity or of inspiration or of whatever the case may be for you, of soul development, of ascension, really everything that that speaks to your heart. Truly, we're not limited in this by any means. So we want to work with this concept of, again, inspired manifesting, and manifesting based off of what intrigues you, and knowing that there is a facet here of manifestations that allow you to experience yourself in different ways, as a creator, as a receiver, as an enjoyer, as a chill kind of coasting scenario, as a I don't want to say opportunistic, but more of a deliberate, action-based sort of manifesting. It's all here for us, right? To experience ourselves and allow us to experience the best of ourselves, I like to think. So with all of our sessions, I do like to start with the intention setting and candle candle intention setting and kind of vibe holding with this intention here. So we're going to start with the candle. This is one of the candles that I made for Patreon. So I just want to thank those of you in that tier. We had 90 people this past month, which was amazing to make that many candles to send out. So just thank you for allowing me to craft for you to experiment with. I have my matches in my pocket. There's the people who really like the sound of foil. So hey foil people. We're going to set our intention on behalf of the highest and greatest good and in perfect comfort, perfect alignment. Our intention today is to support our manifesting, support inspired manifesting, manifesting on the fly, manifesting through love, manifesting through joy, not from need and necessity necessarily, although I don't want to exclude. Of course, you can work with that. From what makes your heart sing, from what really speaks to your soul, what manifesting in ways that allow us, or that we allow and support the manifestations as we focus on that which we enjoy, that which we love, that which we want to see more of. And of course, a little disclaimer, I do not mean to say we should avoid that which we don't like or look the other way when there's something going on that needs our attention. Of course, we need to do that. I'm speaking here now from an energetic space, a private time for yourself, and something that you carry within yourself as you go. So I don't mean to draw lines there. So I hope that you can understand what I mean. All right, so I'd love for you to take this opportunity to invite your manifestations. Invite your soul to speak to you. Invite your heart communication. Invite your passions to dance within you. Invite the more latent, like back of the mind. I hope that latent is the right word here, but like back of the mind, a little bit dormant potentially. Feelings of joy, of things that inspire joy to come out, perhaps things that are associated with your inner child, your passions that you had as a child, or things that you haven't quite really identified yet in yourself that you are passionate about. It's kind of propagating back here. I'd love to draw that to the surface and connect with fertility, your fertility, to create these experiences, to enjoy these experiences, not create in this uphill battle necessarily, to create in the allowance of it, in the appreciation of it, in the magnetism of all of it. All right, so please, I'd invite you now to have a look at this little flame, this little doorway, this little portal, and send in your wish. Declare your manifestation. Declare what you want to experience within yourself. I want to manifest more joy. I want to manifest more opportunities for joy. I want to manifest my ability to focus on things in such a way that the earth folds and folds and opens and twists and turns. And I find myself experiencing exactly what my heart and soul are looking to experience in this lifetime. And I don't want to put words in your mouth. These are just examples. Focus on your manifestation, or just the experience of you and your truth in your peace, in your love. And just hold that for a moment. I'm gonna do a little candle dance. Alright, very well done. Good job. Just gonna bring us back. Okay. And I'll set this down nice and safe up here. We're going to start with some intentions of self-love, and I'm using the Enchanted Essences Self-Love Spray. Because manifesting sometimes does start in a sense with knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you love yourself enough to let yourself experience it. Not a punishment, not the challenge of this crushing challenge. The effervescent energy, the lighthearted, the loving, the bubbly, the joy that carries you, the easy focus from one thing to another that you appreciate, that you're grateful for, that you're able to give so generously, that the world seems to give so generously to you. So I'm just going to move around you to your back now and spray on your back. Right. And I'm just moving it side to side. Gorgeous, cozy, floral smell. And I'm just going to cover your eyes and spray around you. Right, let's just for a moment just channel, just allow yourself to receive. Play with the idea. Imagine everything working out. Imagine discovering yourself in new ways. Imagine the connections that you make, the support that just comes up right at the right time, divine timing. And just let this swirl around you. Let yourself feel this for a moment here. And I'm just going to channel and guide these currents through and around you, holding, in a humble way, holding love that I have for myself, confidence that I have for myself, knowing that I am worthy for myself, and holding that in a way that, is shared, it's mirrored to send to you. Stone, one of my absolute favorites. This is from Monk and Lune. They're a great crystal shop. And this is a Kambaba Stone. How cool. It's a green stone with these sort of dark green or black almost eyes. It's just, I love it so much. And I really want to work with this for that heart connection and that fertility, yes. But also I want to work with it for pulling things that are from the inspiration, pulling things from your intuitive mind, from your mind of the all, your innate mind, your higher mind, to support you in your navigation and dance, if I may say, as you manifest. Keeping it fun, keeping yourself cared for. So I'm just going to place my hand on my heart here and channel through into the heart space, inviting your heart to speak to you, to send you messages, to declare what it wants to experience of yourself here. It's not the car, it's not the trip. It's what will you experience in yourself? How will it support your ascension? How will it support your growth? But we don't have to overthink it either, okay? And focusing on the higher mind, the temples, the other side, the brow, forehead. And most specifically, I want to go to the very back of the head here. Just inviting, again, these kind of dormant, I don't think I'm using that word the best, but I hope you know what I'm trying to say. This inspiration to come from the void, these things that are meaningful to you, that you came into this life with inspiration connected to, with things that will, in the best way, trigger and inspire and lead and guide and fulfill. So I'm going to call those codes, that magnetism to the surface, so you can experience this. Again, just focusing behind the back of the head, behind the back of the skull here, base of the skull, inviting your primordial intelligence, codes, DNA, sacred geometry, brain maths, to call it to the surface. Alright, so we're reaching back and pulling this out. Not in a plucking way, to pull it to the surface, to discover things about yourself, your passions, your interests. I know as a child I really was into photography. I mean, I wasn't a photographer. I didn't have a camera. It's like a Polaroid. But I was just really like, I'm gonna be a photographer. I'm gonna be a photographer for National Geographic. I'm gonna travel and see these animals and see these different cultures, and that was what I wanted. And I still know that in my mind I want to study photography sometime. It's just a sort of examples, pulling from behind the head, pulling it out. So you can see it, you can feel it, you can catch it, you can let it move through you, you can see as things come up in your life that are aligned to this download of inspiration, manifesting from your heart and soul's desire. Channeling through. I just want to use little selenite. Wow, I guess this isn't a little selenite. Sorry, I can't tell if I'm in focus. There we go, I think. Sorry about that. We're just going to clear that channel, supporting, again, that inspiration, that lightning bolt, kind of like, whoa, where is this passion coming from? Oh my gosh, this feels so good. I had no idea. I had no idea that I would love kayaking so much. I had no idea I would love tennis, or riding my bike, or art, or candle crafting, or making videos. I had no idea. Just calling it through. Or maybe you did have an idea, so calling that through. And because you enjoy it, because it inspires you, you manifest more and more and more and more into your life and the lives of those around you. This joy, this fertility, this growth, this development, this abundance. Just focusing down through the feet. Down, down, down. There we go. And again. Focus through the third eye. Just focusing through, like through all the way to the back of the mind, pulling forward this inspired source, this pathway for you to experience, for you to be motivated by, energized by. I think YouTube is such a good example of how awesome it is to just watch people talk about their passions. I don't know much about farming, but I love watching these farming videos of little cows getting their feet taken care of. Like, I will watch the weirdest stuff because it's just so amazing when people share their passions, right? Or their expertise or whatever it is. Okay. I'm going to send a little energy snacks to you. This rope incense. These are just my favorite, especially for these shorter sessions. Empowering your magnetism, your ability, your pathways. Putting that foot down and down, and the focus down and down. Focusing on what you love. Making time each day to focus on your passions, whether that's gardening or animals or potentially traveling or parenting or anything at all. Sorry that I'm only able to communicate to you right now through my own lens, so forgive me there, but to let these channels open and flow and move, taking you every step of the way. I'm gonna use a feather. I'm so sorry if you can hear the practitioner in the background. There's one person here that's quite lovely and charming, but has a very loud voice. Alright. All around you. Especially in those intuitive spaces we talked about. Those inspirational spaces. Back of the mind. The heart. The feet. And just to your sides and around you. Around your back, around your shoulders. And here. So lovely. I'm going to use a little of this amazing Dreamy Mugwort and Lavender Hydrosol from Deshamsia. I'm just going to spray your back. So if you don't know, lavender obviously very relaxing. Mugwort is known to support your dream work. So I want to invite your dreams forward. The stuff that years ago maybe you were like, I will never get there. No. See how far you've come? See how much more you know? See what you've aligned with? See what you've done for yourself? Don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid if you feel called to a grand purpose. Channeling through, supporting your highest dreams. Let them move through you. And we can set an intention to prepare ourselves in our dream spaces. If there is something that is needed of me, I invite my dream body, my dream consciousness, my dream experience, my subconscious mind to support the processing and preparation of such as I sleep and as I dream. Okay. Beautiful. So beautiful. I'm going to take a little, also from Enchanted Essences. This is a lovely vanilla called Vanilla Kisses. And we're just going to move through the auric field, fluffing this up. Thick and fluffy and comfy, safe, cozy. All around you. Down below your feet, up above your head, to the back, to your sides, to the front. Okay, so gorgeous. Thank you so very much for allowing me to share a little piece of your path tonight. And thank you so very much for allowing me to share, and thank you so very much for being such an important piece of my path. Thank you. This really is an example, hello, of, following your heart. As odd as it might be, and as much as it might have been very easy to talk myself out of this, and as, good and bad as it is, it's a mix, right? I feel like this is part of my purpose. So thank you for allowing me to experience that. Thank you for allowing me to experience myself in a sense, and I mean that in a non-egotistical way. From the very bottom of my heart, I bow to the divine within you and to this very interesting connection that we share. So much love to you, and namaste.